People make it too complicated when it comes to organic. Like I've scaled to 6 figures using organic. I've seen your tremendous growth even within your community. So, what are the three top things that you would recommend to every other entrepreneur out there who is trying to make it through organic?
AI is pretty scary. I personally think it's going to end up killing all of us, if you want my honest opinion. I think it's not a great thing to do to think about it too much. When I first joined Russell Brunson's mastermind years ago, one of the questions was, who's your competition? What do they do? And I remember typing, I don't know. Keep your head down and build. Don't worry about what's going on. Don't worry about who's doing what and AI this and AI that. You're going to drive yourself nuts. Focus on being the best. Focus on serving your clients. Focus on getting your clients results you can't lose.
Hey everyone, welcome to Breaking Boundaries with Aditi, where we deep into the minds of extraordinary individuals who are making a difference in their fields. And today we have a super amazing entrepreneur whose motto is to make more and give more. He is out there to help community expand in ways like you can't imagine. He's transitioned from being homeless to number one business coach out there. And I have personally used a lot of his stuff to implement in my business and grow my business as well. So I am going to bring you all those raw stuff today, and we are very excited to what's going to unfold. And before we get started, a little bit quick intro on him. Like he was living in an electrical closet with no windows, showers, lot of anxiety, and with terrible addictions. To fast forward today, he and his team have handed out over 67 trophies to entrepreneurs that have hit like 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures. And he is the founder of Make More, Give More Movement. Like that is his motto. And he's the number one international best-selling author. And I could go on and on and on about him, but I would have Akbar hop on and share what his journey has been look like and why is he doing what he is doing. So, hey Akbar, how are you?
Hey, Aditi, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. So before we get started, I just want you to share, like, what exactly is your motto and why are you doing what you're doing?
Our motto is make more, give more. We're helping entrepreneurs make more to give more to their families, communities, and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place. Why are we doing? Look, we all have to do something with our lives, right? And so I think for me, I've settled nicely into this idea that it's a nice way to spend your life is to help people. So God has given everybody gifts. And so we've tried to take our gifts and pass that on to other people so they can benefit. And I think that's a pretty cool way to spend your life is to spread your God-given gifts to make the world a better place. And that's what we do. And that's what we try to help other people do.
That's awesome. Amazing. And Akbar, your journey has been incredible. I have been following you for over, I think, 3, 4 years now, and you truly have inspired me in ways that you don't even know. And the way you show up online and stuff like that. So, I know that being an entrepreneur, there are days when you are not able to connect personally with your family, or even I have those days when, I am not able to give time everywhere. So, how do you manage it all? Because you have a kid, you have a great family, and you are blessed to be able to spend every day with them. But still, there are obstacles.
It's a great question. Couple of things. Number one is I have a great team that I built, mostly who came from my clients. That's a little secret. My best team members have been pretty much clients of mine, or very, very closely associated or very familiar with us. They grew my business. Put it to you this way, I haven't really worked much lately because my sister was very sick and I was by her side. And they were growing the business while I was not there. Yes, I am active in it every day because I love it and it's with my passion. So yes, I'm hands-on every day. I'm in the Slack and communicating with them and coming up with ideas and following up and doing what I can here and there. But no, I don't work a ton, and I actually don't say that in a braggadocious way because I actually love to work. I love working full days, actually. It's just that life circumstances over this year, I haven't been able to work much. So to answer your question, how do you do it? You have a great team. And why, one of the reasons I love my offer so much is I let people leverage my team because it's very hard and very difficult to build a dream team. I have one. I let my clients leverage it. The second thing is, um, you have to have an understanding of human psychology. Human psychology is that humans always want more, more, more. It's never enough. That's what God says. God says, I'll give you a mountain of gold. You're just going to want another one. And so there has to be an understanding of contentment. I could be, I could absolutely be making more money if I worked more, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. And I understand that there's a balance. And I think also another important thing, speaking of kids, I think another important thing is to understand everyone's rights. And it's important for people to know that, your kids have rights, your significant other has rights, your, parents, your siblings, everybody has rights in the sense that, you got to spend time with everyone. And I think what's beautiful about that is just studying history. You study history. I'll never forget. I went to a wedding once, very successful businessman, real estate guy. And his daughter was getting married and gave a speech. And he says, I really regret I didn't spend enough time with my kids when they were growing up. I was busy building an empire. And my daughter just said, I'm not getting married. And so I think it is important to be aware of that and to study other people's mistakes. So many people building these great businesses, but their families are falling apart meanwhile. So there has, for me, the formula is simple. It's God first, family second, business third. When growing up, people would say, old school people, business first, business, never. So I hope those kind of things help.
Yeah, that's amazing. And were you ever in the hustle mode? Like, did you ever hustle, hustle, hustle? Because you see now
Yeah,
that a lot of
yeah,
in their 20s are becoming
yeah,
entrepreneurs. So they're
yeah,
like hustling all day.
yeah. I never, my situation is a little different. I never really found success until after I got married. And there were times in the beginning of the relationship where I was working all the time. My wife would be getting upset with me. And I remember, I'll never forget one time she caught me in the closet. I was in the closet, like in the middle of the night on my phone. I guess she saw this glow from the bedroom. What's going on in the closet? She came there and I'm like on my phone, working away. So, that kind of opens up a larger discussion of it's very important to have the right partner who can, and you have a relationship where you respect each other and you listen to each other. Because there's some relationships where that's not the case, where they're going to do whatever they want to do anyway. They're not going to listen to their significant other. You want to set yourself up with a partner. You're going to listen to each other because as partners, you balance each other out. So there were times where I was working too much and she kind of brought me back down. Like, honestly, I don't want to say she doesn't let me work on the weekends, but she does not want me to work. I don't work on the weekends. And a lot of entrepreneurs work, weekends. Um, she doesn't want that. And then because we have an understanding in that kind of relationship, I want to honor that and respect that. So no, I don't typically, I keep a pretty, like, if I'm in routine and I'm back home, and everything's normal in life, which it hasn't been in a long time, I keep a pretty 9 to 5 schedule, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. There's plenty of breaks in there. There's plenty of days where I'm just like, go, let's go. Let's just go take the day off and do a date day, or there's plenty of flexibility in there. And we've taken lots of liberties. But yeah, no, I don't do a crazy schedule. You don't need to.
Yeah.
When and I hope this helps people. When I first started my business, I had a full-time job. I had just gotten married, and we just had my daughter. So I literally spent an hour a day to build my business. And that's how I started. And then I hired an executive assistant right away who actually did a lot of things for me, which is why that's part of our offer now. We actually give you an executive assistant because you need that,
Yeah.
because there's only so many hours in a day and you need to leverage is very important in business. Traditionally, they say leverage money, get loans, this, that. We don't do any of that. We leverage human capital, which is far more valuable.
And talking about leverage with AI coming in, and so many people are getting scared of, like getting laid off and stuff like that. I would love to hear, what do you think about, do you think people like VAs and copywriters, especially who are like big names in our industry, will their jobs, will the need of that get less, or do you think it will expand more?
I want to stay in my lane because it's a very serious topic, because we're talking about people losing their livelihood.
Yeah.
And I am an industry expert, so people might take my opinion very seriously in certain things. So I don't want to say too much about that because I'm not an expert in that. That's a very particular field. Entrepreneurs love to give their opinions, but this is such an important thing and sensitive thing that you should have data-based opinions. You should know what you're talking about. You should know the trends. You should know. I mean, I'll speak on what I know. I know that this isn't, maybe this is absolutely happening, where right now people are losing their jobs. And this has been happening for a while, with people losing their jobs to technology. Now it's happening a little bit more rapidly. This is true, to my understanding. There are certain fields that are in big trouble. From what I see, just logically, just my own self, AI is going to be doing a lot of replacing. How do you prevent that? Is you have to have a skill set. You have to. I think it's great because it forces you to level up your skill set. Like, I don't know how AI is going to replace me as a coach. I can't see that. That might happen eventually. We're nowhere near that now because the technology is just not there yet,
Yeah.
right? But you want to look. Put it to this way: I grew up as a brown person in the state, in a particular part of Connecticut,
Yeah.
where I am right now, actually, and I was one of the only colored people in my entire school. And my dad, and there were some racist things that happened to me. And my dad said, just be the best. Nobody cares. If there's someone dying of a heart attack, they want the best doctor. They don't care if you're white, black, blue, yellow, brown, whatever. Just be the best, and people will always want to work with you. So I think it's great. This AI is coming. It's going to force us to level up and be better. So that's my sincere advice. And I'm very comfortable saying that, is just level up, hone your craft, be better at what you do so that you're not replaced by a machine. Walmart cashiers have been replaced by a machine, but the top cashiers, who are friendly with the customers, who, potentially sell add-ons, to know where everything is in the store, that always has a great smile, that always has the right uniform on, it's much easier for them to keep their job. But the people who didn't level up and they're lazy and they're not happy and they're not smiling, the cashiers, and they don't know where anything is, they got wiped out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I would take advantage of this.
Got it. That's really great insight. And as a business coach, I love connecting with other business coaches, especially when it comes to organic marketing, because I'm a big fan. And people make it too complicated. When it comes to organic, like I've scaled to 6 figures using organic, and I know I've seen your tremendous growth even within your community. So, what are the 3 top things that you would recommend to every other entrepreneur out there who is trying to make it through organic?
The first thing you need to do is, like, are you good at ads? You should really test that first, because if you're good at ads, you should know that. I'm not good at ads. That's why I had to do organic. I'm not a math person. I'm not like that. I'm more of a creative person, right? So the first thing is, are you set up for organic? Do you want to do organic? Some people, they don't like it. And they're like, I don't even understand you guys. Like, because they're very database. So like, I have predictable lead flow. I know how much my leads cost, blah, 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 blah. That's the first thing. You have to understand, what kind of entrepreneur are you? Secondly, organic traffic is all about, somebody just became a client of ours. They just found out about us 2 days ago. They just became a client. Why? Because they like our message. They trust us. They got value from our content. They aligned with our personality. They aligned with our content. They already got value from it. They see that what we have will fill what they see that what they're missing is what we have. That's what organic marketing is all about. It's about putting yourself out there and getting someone. Let me summarize organic marketing. Organic marketing is nothing but leveraging reciprocity. Reciprocity is that people actually feel discombobulated. They feel very uncomfortable by continuously getting value from you without them, buying from you. It's like there's very few people who will go to these grocery stores and keep taking the free samples of the cheese and not buy the cheese. Most people, they'll take a few samples, they'll like it, they'll be like, okay, it's only fair for me to buy it. I want to buy it. Why not? I like the cheese, tastes good. I want more of it.
Yeah.
This is human nature. You got to put your cheese out. That's your organic marketing, right? Cheese might be a funny analogy, but the point is, put your stuff out there, and some people will really resonate with it, and some people will really not, and that's good. So people who will resonate with you, they will come to you and they will buy from you, and it's a great way to do business because they're already got benefit from you. So it's it's not a cold relationship, it's a warm thing, which is
Yeah.
you have a higher success rate.
That's amazing. And like organic's truly powerful and higher success rate, as you mentioned, because you're able to have great relationships with people and speak to them one on one, right? That's what is missing in today's market, which AI will never be able to replace.
I don't know. AI is pretty scary. I personally think it's going to end up killing all of us, if you want my honest opinion. But I mean, I think I think it's not a great thing to do to think about it too much, because I think when I first joined Russell Brunson's mastermind years ago, one of the questions was, who's your competition? What do they do? And I remember typing, I don't know. Keep your head down and build. Don't worry about what's going on. Don't worry about who's doing what and AI this and AI that. You're going to drive yourself nuts. Focus on being the best. Focus on serving your clients. Focus on getting your clients results you can't lose.
Yeah. Amazing. And since I've been following you for a couple of years now, I know that you do a lot of, charity work. I wouldn't say charity, but yeah, make more, give more, like giving more work out there. And you're supporting orphans, blind people, and, creating an everlasting impact on that. So what actually, this agenda, make more and give more, how did you come up with? What is the story behind that?
I'll be honest with you. It's a little genetic. It's a little bit of a genetic thing. I come from a family of, givers. Here's the thing. I remember once my accountant told me years ago, he said, wow, we're really proud of you. You donate a lot. And I said, oh my God, you guys messed up my numbers. I only donated that year. I only donated like 10% of gross revenue. I said, yeah, I only donated 10%. They're like, yeah, I know. No one else in your industry really does that. And I was like, what? It felt like somebody punched me in the gut and the throat at the same time, because giving is the key to living. Giving, you will go on Facebook, you will see all these online gurus who've made so much money, and they will come up and they will tell you a post. By the way, I'm really depressed. My wife left me. I was suicidal. You see this over and over and over again. It's a pattern.
Yeah.
You see this, oh, I went on drugs. This person left me. I lost this. I lost that. You see it over and over and over again. I've seen it a lot over the years. The key to happiness is not making money. It's not keeping money. It's actually giving it away. Helping people. So we get caught up in greed and in just, more. I know this because God just gave me that gift to know that knowledge, that the key to living is giving. And when I found out that people don't know that, I was like, well, all right, I guess I got to spread the word. I did a TEDx talk on it, and it's been an honor to kind of spread that message. And it's a great message. The highest ROI out there is giving, and by the way, you give whatever you want. You give money, you can give your time, give a smile. But the point is to be in a giving mindset. Because why? Because you can't lose with being in a giving mindset. You will not lose. And you'll live, I think you'll live a higher quality life. I think you'll be happier, healthier, and wealthier. And science proves that.
Science proves that. That is awesome. The more you give, the more you make, and the more you impact people. That's the goal, right?
I didn't come up with it. These are God's rules. God promises us that we'll never go poor by giving. You know, it's not me. I'm just, when I have a bad month in business, do you know what I do? When I have like a really slow month in business, you know what I do?
Yeah.
I'll go build a well. I'll go like fund a water well or something, or I'll go feed some orphans or something. I'll go, do some active charity. You know what I mean? That's what, and I've done that many times throughout my career. And it always works in one shape, form, or another. It always works because that's the magic formula. The more you give, the more you get. It's just fact. And I wish, and that's the idea behind the Make More, Give More movements, for people to just understand that secret, that true secret to life.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, whenever people are not doing good in business, do you recommend them go give out more and you'll attract more?
100%. Whatever you can, your time, your money, your smile, whatever you can. If you're doing bad in business, go give more.
Yeah.
Give more. Giving more is the solution to fixing anything.
Awesome. And Akbar, speaking from a marketing point of view, you have literally built your brand around Make More, Give More. Look, people wouldn't know your name, maybe, but they know the brand Make More, Give More. That it has become so popular and probably at a viral stage. Because I was speaking to one of my clients and I said your name, and I was like, because I'm doing this podcast and I was in my group coaching call yesterday and said, oh, Akbar Sheikh is coming tomorrow. So they didn't remember Akbar Sheikh, but they did remember, oh, the Make More, Give More guy. They remember you like that, right? So, like,
I'm so happy to hear that. I'd rather people remember the name than me. Yeah.
That's amazing, right? And I was also I wanted to ask you this question, from a brand perspective, like, how did you build this up from a marketing point of view?
Number one, you have to have a message that people resonate with. And number two, every time I open my mouth, I'm on a podcast, I'm on stage, I'm teaching something, I mention it every time I open my mouth. So the word is just out there. It's important that it's a good word, so it catches. If I just said something dumb, like, I don't know, even if I said something dumb, honestly, that catches on too, I've seen. So it's consistency, right? Because it's like, there's a psychological thing too, right? Where it's like, they did a lot of studies even on President Trump's, because he's a brilliant marketer, and they studied his campaign, and he kept saying, build a wall, build the wall, build the wall, build the wall. Eventually people are like, I guess we need a wall. Because it is, when people keep hearing something over and over and over again, it does kind of bake in.
Yeah.
It's human psychology. Think about it, even with your own families. Like if your mom's just like, brush your hair, brush your hair, brush your hair, but you're like, oh God, all right, I'm just gonna brush my hair. You know what I mean? So, if you keep saying something over and over and over again, it bakes in. And so the key is to say something good.
And you did that.
I hope we did. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there were like 2-3 people who were like, oh, the Make More, Give More guy. Oh, we know that guy. That's coming on our podcast tomorrow. So I was like, that guy's coming.
Yeah, the next step, and if anybody can help me do this, because I don't know how to do this, is like I've always wanted to create Make More, Give More swag, like with t-shirts and hats and like have a cool logo and, put it out there. So that's next, is to kind of get that out there as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. And before we hop off, I had an incredible time, but I want you to share, you've scaled to 8 figures and moving forward 9 figures and
7 figures, yeah.
7, 8 figures, right? So I want you to share that, Akbar, that what are the 3 top things that, because people these days, everyone's an entrepreneur practically. Like people were becoming rapper or, like a singer back then. Now people are becoming entrepreneurs, right?
I
So
didn't know that. Yeah.
truly they are.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you would see a
Yeah,
huge pool of people in 20s, especially
that's
people
good.
who are
Yeah, they
big.
should. I think entrepreneurship is amazing. They should. I'm glad that's a trend. I didn't know that.
It is. So what would you like to, the top three things that everyone should take care of as a beginner entrepreneur and that has helped you in your journey?
The biggest thing is honestly, it's impossible not to succeed as long as you don't give up. I think you need to understand this to just stick with what you're doing and keep making it better and keep refining it. Don't keep pivoting. Don't keep, you know, everything works. Stick to what you're doing. Keep refining it. Don't give up. That I just, I know that's a little like, whatever, but that has to be said. Number two is always be giving, you know, always be giving. Uh, and C is really surround, you are who you are. Control what you can control. Control your environment. You can control the people you hang out with. You can control what you eat. You can control where you hang out. You can control what you read, what you watch, what you listen to. Be very careful of that and curate a successful environment. Only listen to positive things. Don't waste your time with stupid content. Eat quality food. Hang out with quality people. Uh, you know, you are a product of your environment. So make sure your environment is of a winning level. Because when I had no success, my environment was breeding losers. And so I had to completely change environment. So that's a very important thing. And I think those three things will really help you.
Amazing. Love that. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in with Akbar Sheikh and Breaking Boundaries with Aditi. I will come up with another episode, and everyone's like the comments are blowing up. Make more, give more. I strongly relate here. Give value. So everyone's loving it, Akbar. Thank you so much for
Good.
being on.
Well, that's good news. I'm happy to make one person. It's funny because my sister died. I used to. Uh, uh, I'll tell you this. This is not going to help a lot of people, but it'll only help one or two people because it's a very particular thing, and that's okay because they might need to hear it. My sister died. We believe from a religious point of view, she went to heaven because in our religion we believe that people who die from certain things, such as particular types of cancers and things like that, they go to heaven. So, she had what you would call like a stomach disease. I believe that people who die from a stomach disease, like a stomach cancer or something, they go to heaven. So, or actually, they go to the highest level of heaven. And there was lots of signs that, and may God make that happen. And there was lots of signs that's going to happen, by the way. So then I try to study her life a little bit. Me, I'm so grandiose. I
I
want
gotta
the big,
say, my wife died to COVID. I feel you, bro.
yeah.
You
Who
relate.
said that?
Chris Moray said that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man. I feel for you. I'm a very grandiose person. I want the biggest this, I want the number one this, I want the most trophies. I'm a very grandiose person. My sister was not. She just wanted to help a few individuals, and she did it very nicely with full respect, with full honor, with full manners. And she ended up winning the grand prize because the grand prize in this life is to be a good boy or a good girl, so you end up going to heaven. And so, you said a couple of people like this. We should, as entrepreneurs, we need to watch out for our health, our mental health. We have to be satisfied with that. It's not like, okay, a couple of people are happy now. I want to be on a podcast with 100,000 people and I want 100,000 people to be happy. I used to be like that. But if we make a few people happy, we helped a few people, we should be happy with this. We should be content with this. We don't need to, we don't need to, we don't need to radically change the whole world. If we can make a few people happy, get a few people success, make a few people happier, healthier, wealthier, you've done a good job. So I hope that helps.
Thank you so much. That was really amazing.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
you
you
can
so
take
much, everyone, for tuning in. And thank you, Akbar, for such amazing value.